Welcome to Labor's View. This show is brought to you by the very hardworking and dedicated employees of the Essex County Division of Welfare. They are the non-supervisory employees, members of Local 1081 of the Communications Workers of America. And I'm David Weiner, president of the union and host of this show. Tonight, what you'll see is a press conference that was held on February 5th, 2013 at CitizenAction's new site for its program to provide free tax preparation for individuals in need. So watch the show, and I'll talk to you on the other end.
My name is Phyllis Salo Kay, and I'm the executive director of New Jersey CitizenAction, and I want to thank folks for coming out this morning for our grand opening for our new site for our free tax preparation and benefits center. We now have a center that's big enough to host all our clients, and Crystal's going to talk to you a little bit about that later. We have funders that help us to run the center, to pay the staff, Bank of America, Capital One, Citigroup, the IRS, who are, you're going to hear from later on, but who are a strong source of steady support that make us work, of both money and referrals. J.P. Morgan Chase, Investor Savings Bank, New Jersey Citizen Action Education Fund, PNC Foundation, the Provident Bank, the Schumann Fund for New Jersey, TD Charitable Foundation, Victoria Foundation, Wells Fargo. And you're here today to talk about the center, but really the most important role that those of you who are here and hundreds and hundreds of people who are not here have a job to do, and that is to take back to your offices, your constituents, your banks, your PNC's payments, and PSE&G's payment center, to take back information to the folks that come out to your offices, shops, whatever, and tell them about the center so that we can get as many folks in here. Last year we prepared over 3,000 tax returns, and with that, $4.7 million in total refunds went back to our clients, and they didn't have to pay a cent to get their refunds done. That's pretty good. Almost 1.6 million of that came from the state and federal EITC claims, the tax claims, earned income tax credit. In the 6 years that we've been here, we've done 14,000 returns with over $20 million of refunds, of which $7.3 million came from state and federal EITC. So we are about putting money back into the pockets of people who live in this area, and actually people who don't even live in this area still manage to find us and come here. So we're real pleased about that. The Earned Income Tax Credit, which we call the EITC in our business, is one of the best anti-poverty programs in our nation and in our state. And these tax credits help working families make their ends meet, and in a little bit you're going to hear from two folks about how their money and their credit help them get through the year. CitizenAction's working to do outreach and get those folks in, and at the same time we're working really hard to make sure that the 25% cut that was done on the state EITC is returned to folks, so that the next time you file your taxes, you'll be eligible for that additional money. Folks who come in here need a lot of things besides just getting their taxes done. We find out, as our tax preparers talk to some folks, that some of our folks are in danger of losing their home, whether it's due to foreclosure or whether it's due to damages that they experienced for the storm, or if they even lost their job because of the storm, because their job is no longer there. We take those folks, we plug them into other programs that CitizenAction has. We also find people who come through the program who find out that they're going to get a substantial amount of money back in their refund, and they decide that they're going to use that money towards a down payment and closing costs of perhaps a new home, a first-time home for them. So we're able to plug them back into our programs that do that. Folks who are talking to counselors, the tax preparers, about making ends meet, some of them qualify for state benefits. We let them know where to go. Some folks take advantage of our home heating oil club and get their home heating oil at reduced rates. And a lot of people who come here have questions about their health care and how the new Affordable Care Act is going to affect them. What are these exchanges that people are talking about? Are they going to be able to enroll their children, or if it's a single male, is he going to be able to get enrolled into some of the state programs under Medicaid? And for that, we have a special hotline, and I'd like to call up Yarrow Willman Cole, who staffs CitizenAction's healthcare hotline. She's going to tell you a little bit about the kinds of problems that she hears every day and how you may know folks who might need to take advantage of our services. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, my name is Yarrow Willman Cole. I'm an organizer and a healthcare hotline coordinator. You folks may know that we have a problem here in the state. We have about 1.3 million uninsured individuals. So that's a lot of people that don't have access to doctors that accept their insurance. They don't know where to go. And so, you know, getting coverage can be a really confusing process. If you're shopping for private health care, you don't really know how to comparison shop. It's really confusing. And also, in some cases, people don't know when they're eligible for Medicaid, New Jersey Family Care, and in some cases, people aren't sure even about Medicare, if they're eligible for Medicare. And not only that, because in some cases, it turns out that people really are, it is out of reach for them to have insurance. They don't have insurance through their employer, they've been laid off, and they're unable to afford purchasing it, or they're eligible for Medicaid. And so figuring out where they get care, how they can maintain their health, is also a really complicated, confusing process, especially for people that have never had to do that before because they have had insurance. And there are many changes on the horizon, as Phyllis mentioned. In less than a year, 2014 in January, the main provisions of healthcare reform are going to kick in. So we're going to have access to comparison shop for competitive rates for private insurance on these exchanges, these new healthcare markets. We're also going to maybe see the expansion of Medicaid. That's the big question right now. If the governor of New Jersey is going to decide to expand Medicaid to anyone that makes under 133% of the federal poverty level. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen with that. But basically, there's a lot of avenues that are going to open up for people to get access to health care, health insurance. And so the helpline is really there to explain to people what their options are now, and then let them know what's coming on down the road in less than a year. And so we're really thankful to receive funding from the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey to run this free helpline service. This is the flyer. You can feel free to grab extra copies on your way out. There are some in the packets that you're going to receive before you leave. So it's really important to let folks know about this service. It's in English and Spanish. And it's really just a place that people can call when they're just at their wits' end. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get care, because really the most important thing here is that people are able to maintain their health. Definitely make sure to let folks know about this important helpline. Thank you.
I also just want to mention two of our other funders for the Helpline are Wells Fargo and Sovereign Bank. So some of the banks have actually identified the need for health care. Crystal runs this center. She's the coordinator of economic security programs for New Jersey CitizenAction.
Well, welcome to our new site. We're very excited about it. And I want to acknowledge our partners, Ironbound Community Corp. We have Marley, our coordinator here, and the executive director, Joe Delafave. Marlie has two sites for Ironbound. One is at Investor Savings Bank at 275, is it Chestnut? 275 Chestnut, and one site at their Family Success Center in Portland. So please, reach out to folks that are in the Ironbound section or that need their returns done and that speak Portuguese. They can accommodate their needs. So today we have two speakers that are clients that have been with us for at least 2 years, and they're going to share their story with you. And I'd like to call up Rosario. So this is Rosario's second year coming to get her taxes done here at CitizenAction, and we have highlighted her profile here. She resides in Harrison. She's a healthcare worker, and her filing status is married filing jointly and has 2 children, ages 11 and 12. Her total federal refund was $8,382. Of that, she had $5,236 in federal EITC. Her state refund was $1,333, and her state EITC was $1,047. Her total refund was $9,715, and we're going to add the component of the free tax prep, which is another value that would add to the total refund and her total savings. So I'm going to let her share. Okay.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rosario Robato. I live in Harrison. So thank God for this organization, the CitizenAction, because I help for the people, the down recourse. Loving, I like it before me paying in the other place $200 for the taxes. I saving because this money I have a lot for the pay the bills. Okay, so thank you very much for these people, very nice people. I help for for everything, Okay. Me gusta esta compañía de una organización muy linda y todas las personas que me han atendido durante estos 2 años. Estoy muy agradecida por la calidad de trabajo que nos han dado para los clientes que hemos venido y nos ha ayudado mucho para la economía de la casa, porque con ese dinero que yo pagaba antes, ahora lo ahorro y pago los biles de la casa, los libros de mis hijos, en muchas cosas. Y estoy muy contenta y quiero decirles que quisiera que abran muchas más de estas organizaciones, que es muy buena para toda la comunidad. ¿Ok? Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Gracias. I'll just quickly translate for those that are not Spanish speaking. Rosario just wanted to really thank New Jersey CitizenAction and the program for the service that we provide. She's happy with the quality of the service and our happy smiling faces when we're doing her return. And she also just wanted to mention how, the savings from, as she mentioned earlier, she paid $200 in the past to get her return done. Saving that money and the refund has all helped her with her overall household expenses and allowed her to, have a little savings in addition to that. So thank you, Rosario. Okay. So, and invite Sandra Alfaro Roche up to join us, and I will be translating for Sandra. Sandra resides in Newark, New Jersey. She's currently unemployed. Her filing status is head of household. She has a daughter that's 15 years old, and her AGI actually is $17,874. Her federal refund was $4,838. Of that, $3,043 were federal EITC dollars. The state refund was $834. Her state EITC, $609. making her total refund $5,672. And this is also her second year with us. So.
Muy buenos días, mi nombre es Sandra Alfaro, vivo en la ciudad de Newark. Actualmente estoy desempleada. Esta es ya casi la tercera vez que yo hago taxes con CitizenAction y ha sido una experiencia muy buena para mí. He conseguido que me devuelvan mucho dinero y de una manera que lo hacen muy profesional, muy linda gente, y estoy muy agradecida con ellos, pues anteriormente yo pagaba casi $100, $200 para hacer mis taxes. Acá ellos lo hacen free y son muy profesionales, siempre cuentan con supervisores que están atentos a las personas que están haciendo los taxes. Ahora todo esto que yo me ahorro me sirve a mí en mi casa, en mi hogar, pues una persona que está desempleada, imagínense, no tiene que ver cómo hace para suplir todos los gastos que uno tiene en este tiempo que la economía está tan mala. Estoy muy agradecida y espero que sigan contando con el apoyo de las personas para que sigan adelante. Gracias.
So Sandra shared with us that in the past she paid anywhere between $100 and $200 to complete her return. And at this point that she's unemployed and going through, challenges, financial challenges, the money that she saves by coming to us and the refund dollars are really helpful for her in her household. And she is very, she appreciates the program being available to her. She's happy with her experience when she comes here, and she wants to also thank the sponsors for making this available, and she hopes that the services continue. So thank you, Sandra.
I hope they continue too. I've been here since like 5 of 9, and there must have been 12 people who came in. Debbie Chapman was giving them appointments, and there are still people who are coming because we're not opening till noon today. So, you have to remember all the people that we've done in the past years, a lot of them come back, plus we get so many new people. So we're really expanding each year. We do more and more taxes. So we obviously, for those of you who have given, keep giving and give often and much to support our services. So, I watch, my staff knows, I watch a lot of junk TV. And one of the latest things I've been hearing is some kind of tax preparation thing, a service that's available for people. And they have now hired the investigators who used to work for the IRS. And they're now available to help you when you get in trouble with your taxes, when you go to like a mattress store that turned into a tax preparation store like we have in East Orange that I visited recently. They used to sell mattresses, now they're doing taxes. It's amazing. Right on Central Avenue. I guess you can lay down and do your taxes, but whatever. Take a nap if you have to wait. Here you have to sit on. But, and part of what they say is, when you get that letter from the IRS challenging your refund, we'll send, who better than to go with you than a former investigator. So we don't get scared here when we hear about the IRS. We welcome them, we open our doors to them. They have funded us for a number of years. We're really appreciative of that. And we have 3 representatives here today from the IRS, all who are going to come up and speak briefly.
But my name is Elizabeth Hollingsworth, and I'm actually the territory manager for the states of New Jersey and Delaware. And what that means is I'm responsible for the free tax preparation program throughout the state of New Jersey and the state of Delaware. And what I'm really proud to say today is I'm really happy to be part of this organization and to get the opportunity to work for partners like New Jersey CitizenAction for what they do in their community. And I've been with the IRS for over 27 years, and I used to do the stuff that she talks about, you know, assessing taxes, actually sending out notices to taxpayers saying, you know, you didn't report all of your income, or collecting and all of that. And I feel like I must have died and gone to heaven to be able to work for this organization where taxpayers come in and see that there's a different part to IRS. To be able to get a tax refund the size of, you know, $5,000, $10,000, and then to be able to come to some place and get that service for free, in addition to other services, is really, really great. And I'm really glad that we're able to fund some of the work that they do here, and I'm thankful for the other partners that contribute as well. And New Jersey CitizenAction is one of the best sites in the nation, not just here in New Jersey. And as they've indicated, they do well over, you know, 1,500 federal returns each year. And in the state of New Jersey, we have almost 250 sites, and we only had 3 sites producing those kinds of numbers. So I'd like to applaud Phyllis, Teresa, Crystal, and all of the other staff and volunteers from New Jersey CitizenAction for the wonderful work that you do. And I'm passing it over to Marcie.
My name is Marcie Harrison. I'm the taxpayer advocate for the state of New Jersey. I'm sure a lot of you have never heard of the Taxpayer Advocate Service, but we're a really important service that is there for all taxpayers in the United States, whether they're corporate taxpayers, wealthy taxpayers, or low-income taxpayers. There's one taxpayer advocate service in every state. What we do is we help people who can't solve their problems with the IRS on their own, or people who are experiencing a hardship. As far as EITC taxpayers, quite often, unfortunately, the IRS does send those nasty notices to EITC taxpayers asking them to prove that the children on the return live with them throughout the year, or that they provided more than half the support to the people they listed on their return. Unfortunately, many of our taxpayers who are low-income taxpayers are not reading their mail. First of all, it's very hard to read IRS notices because it's written in its own language, and they may ignore these notices. Well, we're there to help these taxpayers understand what they have to show the IRS to make sure that they do get the credit to which they're entitled. Sometimes while you're doing tax preparation, somebody may come in and say, well, I don't know if I can get the EITC credit anymore because they audited me last year or the year before. And we can help them for years past prove that they're entitled to the credit. So we're there to partner with you for when people are having problems with the IRS after they've already filed their return.
I'm Debbie Chapman, and I'm shy, so I went last. But I'm CitizenAction's relationship manager, and I've been their relationship manager from the day they started. And Crystal is right. They come to me and they say, Debbie, we're moving. And Debbie's job is to say, moving where? And then we move. And one of the things I must admit that in our communities is that if you build a strong VITA program or volunteer return prep program, people will follow you and consistently find where you're located. And we've always been on a side street, which I'm really proud of. We haven't been on a major, we want to be on Broad Market, but we can't get there. But we have been, this is going to be close. But I always say one thing, and they laugh at me in the office. If we build it, people will come. So thank you very much for getting the word out about this important program.
Ironbound Community Corporation is a 43-year-old multi-service agency. We're providing direct services daily to nearly 1,000 people. And in addition to that, we're doing community building initiatives around community-based planning, development, organizing information, and engaging in public policy initiatives that affect the neighborhood and the city of Newark, particularly around environmental justice, land use, zoning, and development matters. As Phyllis mentioned, we are a founding member of New Jersey CitizenAction, so we're always pleased and proud to stand side by side with New Jersey CitizenAction, and particularly on the campaign issues that CitizenAction so often embarks upon around issues of equity and justice regarding all sorts of different matters in the state of New Jersey. And it's nice to see so many of our partners here, including obviously so many bank reps. And then I might also add that there's probably no finer and friendlier and less intimidating face of the IRS than Debbie Chapman, our longtime partner here.
I'll give you that $20.
As Crystal mentioned earlier, Molly has been coordinating our program. We're in our 11th year, supported by her manager, Drew Curtis. Last year, we did 646 tax returns, nearly $2 million returned to the community. It's an amazing, as Phyllis mentioned, anti-poverty program. It's an incredible community economic stimulus program because that money is spent, bless you, that money is spent in the neighborhood. People who live in Ironbound traditionally, typically shop in Ironbound as well. So that money stays in the neighborhood. It's incredibly important. We saw some of CitizenAction's clients up here earlier. They're representative of the types of clients that come into our place every day. We're talking about primarily low, moderate income people, and when you get a few extra $1,000s in your pocket, it means so much for that family. As Phyllis mentioned with New Jersey Citizen Action, people walk in the office, they don't just do a tax return, but they can get access to additional services. Likewise in our organization. It's a way in, one door of the organization in which you access many other doors, whether it's early childhood, ESL classes, adult education, family counseling services, etc. So it's an opportunity to address holistically all of the challenges that a family faces and be able to provide that support in so many different ways. And in order to do that, we need to provide our services, obviously, in a linguistically and culturally appropriate way. So our services are provided in English, Spanish, Portuguese, our literature as well across the board. This is the essence of a community-based organization that knows its community, can speak to its community, can provide the comfort level for people to walk in the door, get the services that they need. This is an incredibly important program for families, for community. It needs to be maintained, it needs to grow, and we're shooting for 700 this year. We're shooting to bring in more than $2 million into our community, and we're really pleased to be in our 11th year and continue as a partner with the IRS, and especially with New Jersey Citizen Action. Thanks so much.
Anyway, so that's the program. We've got envelopes up here that folks need to pick up and take back.
I hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully maybe you even can use the services yourself. So on behalf of the members of CWA Local 1081, I'm David Weiner, host of Labor's View, and we hope to see you in future shows.
I have a voice, one that can speak for me. I have a say in my own destiny. Here on the job, no, it is not hard to see that it's the